we are not going to have people coming here and they get over because we are a sector city. And if you think I'm making fun of her voice, it really sounds like that. This is no joke. I'm not kidding. This is this chick in California, and no joke.
We know that San Francisco is a sanctuary city. We will always be a sanctuary city.
So that's a Chinese Communist Party implant in San Francisco, Nancy Pelosi's wonderful district. And what you're looking at now is more, people that have been hired on the job that actually don't know what they're doing. They have no business being there, and they're actually building an infrastructure of people who aren't qualified and really aren't citizens of the United States. How about this sheriff right here?
I want to be clear. The Sheriff's Office does not and will not take part in immigration raids or any federal law enforcement actions directed towards the immigrant community.
I would investigate this guy right here and see if he works for the Mexican cartel. Because I'm just saying, we're looking at like a situation where we've been infiltrated from within the inside out. And so really, that's a thing. And that's going to be a big problem for America, is that we've allowed a lot of people just on good faith that we think are going to be good because of the fact that they came here. This guy probably grew up in America, but his family, something's up. Something's up when you realize that they're not working for the American people or the American way of life. They're working for a whole nother different organization altogether. Next item up for bid is this lefty stupid chick right here. I don't really know who she is, but she's stupid. And this whole thing that she's arguing is stupid. But she's going to say that Mexico can't deal with all of the influx of things, of people.
Mexico cannot cope. Not sure any country can, but Mexico can't cope with like a sudden influx of millions of people. I mean, as much as she wants to embrace them, to use her word, when they come back and make them feel welcome, it all sounds very nice when you're
look at those people standing there. There's a dude over here. He's like, I don't match any of this. What's happening here? But yeah, no. She kind of says at the beginning, like, well, no country really can deal with a large influx. No, we can't. And it just so happens that Mexico made a lot of money facilitating the maneuvering and the moving of these people from one country up to ours. They realized exactly what the deal was, that they got paid by NGOs to create a thing called a Darien Gap, which is not Mexico, but I'm just saying, starts from there, works its way all the way up, right through the Mexico thing, and the Mexico trains were allowing all these illegals to get on. And they're making sure that they can get across. The cartel members were working with government officials because that's who runs 3/4 of Mexico anyways. And so, yeah, now they've got to go back through the, what is it, Mexico, like a diode being a thing that only lets electricity go one way. When you try to shove it back through the other, it gets kind of hot. It doesn't like it. Things tend to happen, but dude, yeah, Mexico can't handle it. Okay, well, you should not have facilitated it.
Listening to it, but the reality of that is just completely unsustainable. A lot of these people have lived in the U.S. for decades. They have lives there. They have family.
They grifted the system for decades. They have been draining all of our resources. You couldn't go to the hospital. If you go to the emergency room, you had to wait like 75 freaking hours because of everybody that's not even really supposed to be here there, and they get preferential treatment. I've been in the emergency room, but when I didn't have insurance, and I would hear all the nurses, no insurance, no insurance. Meanwhile, dude man comes from a whole different country, doesn't even belong here, gets all the free healthcare benefits and all preferential treatment, warm blankets, every ice chips for you, sir, while you wait. You don't like die of thirst waiting on the doc. I mean, no. This is where the buck stops.
They're good standing citizens, so they're not in a position to just be deported and say like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to come back here and take a job making a fraction of what I used to make.
Should have thought about that before you made an illegitimate lifestyle. There's where you screwed up. Yeah, but the bad thing is, or the good thing is that Trump won the popular vote. His numbers are way up. Everybody has been seeing what's going on. It's been in our face. And this is what America wants. America wants our country back. We want a country of people who come here to be an American, to help, to be part of the American dream, not somebody who just drains and just skims off the top and takes everything.
They can go to my town where I don't have anything left, which is maybe it's been overrun by violence. I mean, it's unrealistic to think that that wouldn't lead to a crisis.
Well, guess what? Our place is overrun with violence because of it. That's a real thing. That is a real thing. This Mexican president who somehow or another, while the Mexican president was running for Mexican president, there was several people that were doing this, and like a questionable deletions took place during this. Like what I mean is some of those people didn't survive the actual running as president. Almost like somebody, you got to remember the cartel, they want certain people in. And she's accepting these people, but I think that there's a nefarious plan to conglomerate these people on one place and turn them into some kind of weird FU militia. But that's just my opinion. Long story short, though, what it looks like is she's in this, and the translation of this is she's saying that the illegals in America are a big part of the American economy. They're good for America. You need to have them. They're good people. You got to have these illegals in America. They help support your economy. If you don't have them, well, then I'll tell you what. How about this? They're so darn important. Well, to make them do something down there. Yeah, put them to work down there. Have you a good time. And what you want when you realize that what we're actually deporting aren't just regular people. They're criminals. All the ones that are being deported are criminal people who are doing criminal stuff, who have no business being here and have done bad things and have been allowed to function and suck the resources out of America. So this narrative isn't working. I don't care. The mainstream media just can't. They're doing their best to do some kind of weird heavy lifting when it comes to that. And another thing that was really awesome, I seen that Trump is, a lot of people are going to have mixed feelings about this, but he kind of ended a bunch of things. I think, and if I'm not mistaken, I think one of them was like Black History Month. And it's like, go. Well, dude, okay. If you ask any like real, most black, like Morgan Freeman doesn't want Black History Month, doesn't want to be segregated under that thought process. If you're going to have that, you need to have a White History Month. You got BET, all these black entertainment, you got Black News on Facebook, you've got, there's whole nother like BET for regular television. If you don't have satellite dish, you don't have anything related to WET. And it doesn't mean we have to take anything over. It's just like, if you can have this, why can't we have that? And they'd say, well, because you're white skin, that you're privileged. Well, if you take a look at some people's backgrounds that are of white skin, they've had it really rough, bad things. And so, and a lot of people actually understand that who aren't, they're not the capital R word, cyst. And so there's some mixed feelings. But in my opinion, I think that if we can just bring everybody to the same table. Do you want equity? Well, you got it now. Nobody gets a history month. Equity, guys. If you're going to bring everybody together, bring them down. I mean, or whatever you want. To me, it's bringing them up. But equity, there's your equity right there. Nobody has a history month. No white people. There's no white history month. There's no whatever. It's just everybody just going to wake up and do their thing, go to work, make some money, have a good time, explore the opportunities of America, which exist for everybody that are legally here. That's the kind of place I'm talking about. And you can't go to Mexico illegally. Go to Mexico without a passport and see how long you hang around there. There's a blogger who overstayed her little thing for being in Mexico, and she got deported back to America. But anyways, USDA Inspector General physically removed by security after refusing to comply with her firing. So this chick right here looks Communist Partyist, but 22 years as agricultural inspector. But the reason why she got fired is not because because she's a woman or not because she's not a whatever. What it is she was asked to investigate like a $250 million thing. It was where it was as House Committees on Education and Workforce pointed out their ex account. Fong, her name was something Fong. What's her name again? Please forgive me. Her name is Phyllis Fong. Okay, got a Chinese last name. I've got a lot of questions when it comes to some of the people who are operating under the guise of whatever they're doing in our government. It seems like they're at plants. I'm just saying. But was she was at the House Committee of Education and Workforce pointed out on their X account she was informed of a fraud case of Feeding Our Future. It was a program, a Feeding Our Future program. And it's it was a $250 million scheme that took funds from hungry children and refused to act. Despite her failures and complicity and the corruption, she felt entitled into her position until finally being escorted out by a police officer. She was said, "You're fired. You got to go." Well, you can't fire me, such and such and such and such. But it was probably like, "You can't fire me. I such a okay. I do what I want to do. I do or not." And so they're like, "Nope, you're out." And she was going to just sit there. She wasn't going to leave. Yeah, that's the thing. Real quick, Trump will sign an executive order to send illegals to Guantanamo Bay, a facility that can hold 30,000 people. Yes, yes.
Today, I'm also signing an executive order to instruct the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security to begin preparing the 30,000 person migrant facility at Guantanamo Bay. Most people don't even know about it. We have 30,000 beds in Guantanamo.
Need to send Mayorkas there. Need to have you go. Get in there. Get in there, Mayorkas. And by the way, this is something nobody's talking about right here. Congress summons far-left sanctuary city mayors to testify at a committee hearing on protecting criminal aliens from federal law enforcement. Yes, these three right here. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, you recognize those very much so. That's a huge deal right there. That's awesome. And so, yeah, so people like this right here.
Actions directed towards the immigrant community.
Very simple message. If you want a safe city, you must support a sanctuary city. Sanctuary city, the whole point, the whole...
No. You're not gaslighting us that anymore. Sanctuary cities are not safe cities. Everybody that's in a sanctuary cities are completely screwed and they know it. But anyways, thank you for watching. Just wanted to get it out and show you what's going on with these lefties. They are mad, big mad, because they're not getting their way. And all they're doing is listening to mainstream talking points, and they're stupid. Thank you for watching. I'm out.